Welcome back, ladies and gents, geeks and nerds. Last time we took a look at the most recent mid-range GPU offerings from AMD and Nvidia, but today we'll be looking at some cards from the previous generation. Today we have the 4GB GTX 960 facing off with its red team counterpart, the 4GB R9 380. These two mid-range cards both launched way back in 2015 and each targeted the $200 price point. So let's take a look at how they hold up today. Once again, I'll be testing them with my Ryzen system with a Ryzen 7 1700 overclocked to 3.85 GHz, 16GB of Patriot Viper 3200MHz DDR4 memory, and a Seagate FireCuda hybrid drive for storage. Each card has been overclocked to the hilt, with the GTX 960 achieving a core clock of 1500 MHz with an additional 200 MHz added to the memory, while the R9 380 managed to overclock to around about 1100 MHz with just 100 MHz added to the memory. Just as before, the games are being tested on the high or very high preset, and in some cases, such as Overwatch or Shadow of War, the Ultra preset is being used. Now, before we get into the benchmarks, I just wanted to address something. Last time around, I forgot to actually show which graphics API was being used for certain games. So just to clear the air on this, DirectX 12 is being used in every game where it's actually available. I'll be noting this on the charts themselves this time around as well. Now, with that out of the way, let's see how these two mid-range cards stack up over 2 years later. So unlike last time, the red team was able to eke out a very small victory here. As you can see by the overall numbers on the screen right now, the R9 380 provides a slightly smoother experience than the GTX 960 in these games and at these settings. That being said, is either card really worth picking up right now? That's kind of a tough answer, because at the current prices on the used market, which is still being affected by crypto mining, neither card is an attractive buy, although they do offer a bit more value than some of the budget cards like, let's say, the GTX 1050 or the RX 560. You can grab a GTX 960 for about $140 on eBay, while the R9 380 will set you back at least $200. I'd say that even with the slightly lower performance, the GTX 960 is a better buy. At $200, the 380 just isn't worth it, no matter how much smoother it may have felt during my testing. Anyway, that does it for this one, folks. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Leave a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Oh, and a big thanks to my buddies Nero the Hero and Cryptix TV for helping make this video possible. You guys rock, and I'll leave links to your channels in the description below.